Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the processional. Please remain standing for the national anthem, directing your attention to the flag at the front of the stage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Join me in thanking CSM student Abigail McDonald for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Good afternoon. Greetings to our elected officials, commissioners, members of the Board of Education, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, distinguished faculty and staff, friends, and families. Before I introduce our graduates, I would like to recognize a number of special guests here for CSM's 25th winter commencement. If you will, please stand when I call your name, and audience, if you would, please hold your applause until I finish all of the recognitions. Our platform guests include members of the college's Board of Trustees, Chair, Mr. Sean Coates, Kenneth Abel, Celeste Alexander Fry, Christy Lombardi, and Jose Gonzalez. We also have the college's senior administration team, Interim Vice President of the Division of Learning, Dr. Jackie Maudry Taylor, Vice President for Student Equity and Success, Dr. Tracy Harris, Vice President of Operations and Planning, Dr. Bill Comey, Vice President and General Counsel, Craig Patnaud, Vice President of Financial Services, Judy Mills, and Vice President of Continuing Education and Workforce Development, Ellen Flowers Fields. Out in the audience, we have a number of special supporters of the college that I would also like to recognize. Ralph Patterson, Charles County Commissioner, Vice President. Natalie Cotton, CSM Foundation from SMECO. And Kimberly Eubanks, Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. It is important to recognize so many of our supporters and advocates at graduation because whether you realize it or not, it was a team effort to get you here. We have a hard-working network of legislators, industry experts, community stakeholders, and donors who, combined with leadership, staff, and faculty, are dedicated to your success and keeping college affordable. The faculty and staff at CSM represent years of academic professionalism and years of professional experience in the areas they teach and serve. I am honored and grateful to work alongside CSM's dedicated staff and faculty who give their all every day to impact our students' lives. So please join me in thanking them for the many ways they have supported you and your success. I would also like to highlight this winter graduating class. This class of students has earned an impressive number of degrees and certificates. We actually have 434 candidates for degrees and certifications this winter, receiving a total of 521 awards. The youngest graduate is 15 years old, and the oldest graduate is 76 years young. And while every degree is an honor, 22% of you are graduating with an honor designation. Very well done. Graduates, what an honor it is to lead this commencement ceremony to recognize and celebrate all of your amazing accomplishments. The degrees and certificates that will be awarded during this ceremony will have a lasting impact on our community, as they will change the trajectory of your lives and the lives of your families. All of you came with the hope of finding something more at CSM and believed that here, in our place of learning, you could find it. Today, you proved to us that you did. You have worked hard, persevered to the end, and finished strong. And we couldn't be more proud of all of you. Today, we celebrate your extraordinary achievement that required you to stretch and to grow in ways that you may not have even imagined. You have exhibited strength of mind, strength of heart, and strength of will. And because of that, you have inspired us. So this day of commencement is a special one and a major milestone that you will always remember. And as I reflected on this day, I was reminded of my own graduation and the charge gifted me by my uncle as he congratulated me in a voice steeped in emotion. He said to me, "You've looked back, Nisi, and you've looked forward. Now it's time to make progress. Remember, there is a trail behind you." My uncle was right. During my educational journey, I had looked back to a father educated in a segregated one-room schoolhouse in the Deep South, and to a mother who believed in college education was the only key to a great future, even though she had never completed her own. I had also looked back to all of the ancestors who had cheered me on from the sidelines, and for the many sacrifices that made it possible for me to stand where I am today. And with great resolve, expectation, and responsibility, I had looked forward to using my education to make a difference in the lives of others, recognizing that this gift of scholarship and service, sponsorships and mentorships, leadership and opportunity are not for me to hoard alone, but to share with others, those with access to opportunities, but even more importantly, to share with those without. But like my uncle reminded me, and now I remind you as you finish this chapter of your educational journey, looking back and looking forward alone is not enough. Now is the time to make progress. We learn so that we may lift. So in this moment, I invite you to pause. Look back in reflection and gratitude at the trail that lies behind you. And then look forward with anticipation to the opportunities that lie before you. And commit to making progress. As Mary McLeod Bethune, famous educator, presidential advisor, leader and champion for gender and racial equality coined, "You enter to learn, but you depart to serve." She understood that we come to college seeking knowledge, skills, and experiences that help us grow and develop academically, professionally, and culturally. But learning is the first step. Doing what is most meaningful and uplifting with what you've learned is the next. Mary McLeod Bethune understood that we have a civic and moral duty to serve our community with what we've accomplished, not for our own singular ambitions, but for the betterment of others. She inherently believed that we learn so that we may lift. So as you are lifted up in this moment, remember to reach back and reach out to lift up those around you. Extend your hand in assistance, volunteer your time and engagement, and offer kindness in places where the light is dim and words of grace are few. Like my uncle gifted me, I now gift you with the charge of giving back to the communities that have given so much to you. That, my friends, is how we all make progress. And that is how we all collectively succeed. Congratulations, dear graduates, on this incredible honor, and my very best wishes to you as you depart CSM to lead, to serve, and to lift. Now I would like to invite our Faculty Senate President, Professor George Bedell, to address our graduates.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wilson. Graduates and families, members of the CSM community, honored guests, on behalf of the College of Southern Maryland faculty, welcome to this day of celebration. This is a day to celebrate the accomplishments of a great group of graduates, to acknowledge the hard work you've done, and to recognize all of your potential for the future. In reflecting upon what it means to be a college graduate, I found myself thinking about something one of my professors said to me when I was in graduate school many years ago. This is a teacher who some people consider to be brilliant and some people consider to be pretty crazy. I'll just say that those two states of being are not mutually exclusive, and that Jim frequently had a way of saying things that struck me as deeply insightful. One day he said, in his distinctive North Florida drawl, "Now, George, the artist is the mechanic of the culture. If you see something wrong out there, you got to tune it up." Before I talk more about what Jim meant, let me clarify something. I was studying art at the time, and many of you are not. You're graduating with degrees in engineering or nursing or sociology and many other disciplines. But it occurs to me that Jim's statement works just as well if we say the college graduate is the mechanic of the culture. And so I want you to indulge me for a minute to talk about what this all means. On a surface level, we can say, what does a mechanic do? Well, they keep things running and hopefully running smoothly. And with your education, your new skills, your new college degrees, you will undoubtedly play a vital role in keeping the culture and our community running. Really, though, Jim was talking about something a little deeper, and I want to emphasize this bigger picture. What he really meant was that we all have a responsibility to use our innate talents, our knowledge, and our skills to make the world a better place. Each of you, in completing your degree, has taken a path of empowerment and opportunity. Whether you're leaving here with the training you need to be successful in the job market, or will be transferring to another school to complete additional studies, you've chosen a path that will allow you to have more opportunities for success and for financial stability. I would say that you've chosen a path of empowerment. And I would ask you to remember what empowerment means. The key element is power. You have power now to make your own lives better, but you can also use that power to make other people's lives better, to make the world more livable and more just. You have a world of opportunity in front of you, but I would also argue a world of responsibility. Please consider embracing this role of cultural mechanic. You've learned valuable skills, you've studied great ideas, you've pursued your education, and you've succeeded. Now is the time for you to take all of that and to get out there and make a difference. You can do it. On that note, let me end by wishing you, on behalf of the CSM faculty, our heartfelt congratulations and the best wishes for a brilliant future. I'd now like to welcome CSM Board of Trustees Chair Sean Coates to the podium to introduce our student speaker, and thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bedell. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our student commencement speaker to you today. Emily Nolan already holds a bachelor's degree in history from Azusa Pacific University, but decided to return to college at CSM to realize a childhood dream and enter the healthcare field. And her dream is becoming reality as she just accepted a job placement as a nurse at Calvert Health Medical Center, where she had been formerly working as a patient care technician. Emily will graduate today with her Associate of Science degree in nursing and has her sights set on an advanced degree as a women's health nurse practitioner. And it is my sincere honor to invite Emily to the podium today.
Thank you, Trustee Coates. Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Coates, for that introduction. Welcome to the commencement ceremony for the School of Science and Health. My name is Emily Nolan, and I'm graduating from the nursing program. I'm honored to speak on behalf of my graduating class. I am sure that many of you, like me, can look back and pinpoint defining moments in your life that have led you to pursue a career in health science or a healthcare pathway. If you could ask my 5-year-old self what I wanted to be when I grew up, I most assuredly would have said a baby doctor. And that did not change until I finished my first freshman year in college, which was a lot longer ago than I would like to admit. I'll be honest and tell you that when I was younger, a young adult, I struggled with school. I grew up having a dream and a plan, and when that didn't happen, I floundered. I changed my major every fall semester, including my senior year, and even at 22, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And it wasn't until recently that I found my direction and realized that I could still pursue my childhood dream. My passion for medicine was reignited when I was cared for by a nurse midwife during my first son's birth. Through all the trials and joys of my pregnancies, I found a deep, abiding passion for women's health. I have been blessed to be a stay-at-home mom for a decade, raising my 2 boys, Remy and Riker. But when I had my not quite midlife crisis, asking myself what I wanted to do with my life, I knew that I wanted to be in healthcare. And I realized that nursing was the best way for me to reach my goal. I plan to further my education and pursue an advanced degree in women's health. Many of us have children, and I would just like to take a moment to recognize and thank the family and friends who have stepped in and helped us with childcare during classes and clinicals. It truly does take a village, especially while attending school. I would like to say a special thank you to my in-laws, Mike and Carol Kilpatrick, and my neighbors, Jan and Chuck Rutke, for watching my children. I would not have been able to do this without your unwavering support. I would also like to recognize all of the spouses, partners, families, and friends who encouraged and embraced all of us as we pursue our path at College of Southern Maryland. Without our support systems and their dedication to our success, we would not have been able to achieve all that we have. To my husband, Brad, thank you for being a constant encourager and picking up the slack when I was frantically cramming for exams or preoccupied with studying. Your cooking skills have definitely improved over the last 2 years. Classmates, the first day of class, you probably did not realize that who you sat next to would turn into a lifelong friend. Through all the study sessions, lectures, labs, clinicals, and more than likely some tears, our lives have been changed for the better because of the friendships we have made. I know that I would not have survived nursing school without the group of ladies I have made friends with. They were a constant source of encouragement, not just with school, but with life as well. To the many professors who have dedicated their careers to teaching us to think as healthcare professionals, thank you. Teaching is more often than not a thankless job, but we recognize your passion for science and healthcare, and we are better for it. We will be better healthcare professionals because of the standards you have set. The desire to see us be successful is apparent in the time and energy you have given us these past 2 years. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the many support staff that make it possible for CSM to function. From the maintenance, janitorial, and laboratory staff to the security and office personnel, thank you. Each of us have come from different backgrounds and different worldviews. Some of us have always dreamed of being in this field since we were children. Some of us have had traumatic events that have led us into healthcare. For some, this is our first career, and others, this may be the start of a second career. Some of us have gotten engaged or married. Some have had children during the last 2 years. There are so many differences that set us apart, but we all have one thing in common, and that is a passion for healthcare and helping people. All of our accomplishments within CSM's School of Science and Health have always meant that we seek to help people and that we are building careers that will impact the greater good. When I was asked to be your student commencement speaker, I realized that also meant that I had to offer you some lasting advice before we cross the stage and turn our tassels. So I want to share the following with you. I have been fortunate enough to travel internationally quite a bit, and I even lived in Ethiopia for a year, volunteering in an orphanage. That year changed my life. I was a naive 22-year-old living on my own in a developing country surrounded by a culture that was so complex and diverse, I had no idea what I had gotten myself into. I lived in the capital, Addis Ababa, with 5 Ethiopian women and 25 children. Besides the cultural differences, we did not speak each other's language at all. My worldview was blown wide open. I was able to visit a small mountain village outside of the city of Jima, where I had been the first white person many of the villagers had ever met or seen. The families lived in mud huts, and they walked to the nearest stream to get fresh water. But it was there that I experienced unconditional acceptance and a level of grace that to this day still humbles me to my core. Immersing myself and learning about another culture will always be a highlight of my life. Every single opportunity to travel has expanded my perspective and challenged me to grow as a person. If I can encourage you in one thing, it would be to travel and explore the world off the beaten path. Experience other countries as students, not as a tourist. Be open to learning new cultures and customs. I promise you it will expand your worldview and maybe even change some of your long-held perspectives. Be open to new experiences and strive for personal growth, as it will only benefit you in your chosen career. Imagine how much better the world would be if we just sought understanding and compassion as we interacted with others. C.S. Lewis said, "Hardship often prepares ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." We can attest to the fact that college is hard, but it has also led us down this extraordinary path in a career serving others. We are on the precipice of something wonderful. This here is another defining moment in our lives. Tomorrow we will go forward along the path we have chosen and worked so hard for. But for today, let's acknowledge the success of a job well done. Our extraordinary journey starts now. Finally, as the great Maya Angelou shared, when you wish someone joy, you wish them peace, love, prosperity, happiness, all the good things. So, for all of you sitting before me, I wish you joy and all the good things. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Emily. We have arrived at the moment you've all been waiting for. Please welcome Interim Vice President Dr. Jackie Maudry Taylor to the stage for the presentation of certificates and degrees.
We now confer the certificates in medical assistant. Andrea R. Rucker. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Emergency Medical Services. Gina Albertson. Ashley L. Yost. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in nursing. Holly Acuna. Regina Ampua. Honorine Badolo. Danielle N. Gibson. Katie Elizabeth Childers. Tia L. Clark. Paige Leanne Curtis. Emma J. Dahlberg. Carly R. Dahlstedt Henderson. She's graduating with high honors. Asia Renee Davis. Samantha M. Delaire. Abigail M. Dodato. Gianni Estrada. Morgan E. Gilliam. Elizabeth Kent. Crystal Marie Lang. Sue Miati Lee. Emily Amanda McCrossan. Olivia L. McKenzie. Gabrielle H. Nelson. Bernice N. Gary with high honors. Emily Nolan, honors. Joanne Pettis. Marjorie Renee Plowdies. Samantha Lee Rumba. Vanessa Pearl Wingfield. Jill K. Shade. Ashley Nicole Schroeder with high honors. Caitlin Toby Smith. Brooklyn M. Stood. Kelsey Dominique Thompson. Natalie Joan Thompson. Brianna K. Threewitz. Susan Rebecca Oyoha. Brittany A. Watson. Amari Nicole Weems with honors. Shalane D. Whalen. Sarah E. Williams. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Mathematics and Science. Michaela Michelle Barrett. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Sport Management. DeAndre Miles Lewis.
Now will all of the degree and certificate candidates please rise? By virtue of the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the award for which you have been recommended, admitting you to all the rights and privileges which throughout the land pertain to those certificates and degrees. In testimony whereof you have received this award of the college, officially signed and released. And now, graduates, the time that you've all been waiting for. You can officially move your tassels to the left side.
Will the faculty please rise? Graduates, in recognition of your scholarly achievement, we, the faculty, salute you and wish you Godspeed. Thank you.
Everyone, please remain at your seats as the students exit the auditorium. You may join them in the atrium to celebrate this momentous occasion when they're done with their exit. Congratulations again. Have a wonderful evening.